Okay, welcome back to Weeknight Ace Slow Pitch Pitching School. Today's short video is addressed to Austin, who has sent us a question. Austin's a good pitcher. He had a good tournament this weekend, but he ran into some issues against some very good hitters. And if you want to read his full question, look in the comment section below. But I'll just give you the treetop version right here. He says, they hit him hard up the middle, and he said it felt like at every at-bat, even on inside pitches, they hit him hard. And then he asked the question, how does my approach change based on the batter's position in the box? And he also says these hitters were very patient, and they would only hit him when he got fat or pitched over the plate. And then finally, he says he has a tendency to walk batters like this that crowd the plate. So I've looked this over. I've made some notes. I have an approach that Austin can use the next time he runs into this situation. I have it illustrated with some simulated pitches also. But before we get to that, if you've been watching my videos, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way, whenever I publish a new video, you're notified and you can keep up. And also, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, because I always answer your questions. So let's get on to Austin's question. Okay, we're back to Austin's question. Austin pitched in a tournament this weekend and he did very well, but he ran into a problem that's fairly common, and that is batters crowding the plate. And he says he has a tendency to walk batters that crowd the plate. And just a quick note, and this is to you directly, Austin, and that is, if they're crowding the plate and it's causing you to walk them, then it's because they're in your head. Okay, so what I would suggest is that you try to block them out. You know, this is psychological, and they're intimidating you by standing over the plate. So this is going to take a little bit of discipline on your part, but you can get to the point where you essentially block them out. You own the plate. You know, you pick your spots, you throw your pitches where you want them to go, and then that will, remove that that tendency of yours to walk batters when they crowd the plate. The other point you made was that some of these pitches were coming up the middle, regardless if you were throwing them inside or over the middle of the plate. So we'll address that in just a minute. But I think your main question was, is there a way to approach batters based on where they stand in the box? And I think this is kind of a holdover from baseball, because in baseball, it's very important that a batter cover the hitting zone without moving his feet, because you don't have time to move your feet in baseball. So if you notice, most baseball hitters, they have all their stances are very similar as far as their position in the box. And they have to be, because they have to hit inside pitch, outside pitch, and they have to make that adjustment with their hands and their hips. They don't really have time to move their feet. In slow pitch softball, it's not like that. In slow pitch softball, you can be pretty much anywhere in the box and still make the adjustment and hit the ball. So that's why I wouldn't focus too much on exactly where the batter is in the box, except that in your case, you need to block it out if he's over the plate, because if that's causing you to throw fat pitches or walk the guys, then that's something you need to deal with as far as that goes. But as far as pitching in any particular way or throwing particular pitches to someone crowding the plate or away from the plate, not really. What I would say, though, is this, that location of the pitch, command of your location, is the most important aspect of the pitch. It's the most important skill that you can develop. Is command, is putting that pitch where you want that pitch to be. It's probably the most reliable indicator of success long-term, is your ability to command that pitch. Now, I suspect, based on your comments, that in your case, you're probably having more trouble with the line of your pitch. And when I say the line, what I'm talking about is control of the left or the right of the pitch. Say you're aiming at that inside corner of the plate and you miss over the plate by 4 or 5 inches and you leave it fat, it's going to get hit hard there. That's not good line command or good line control. Or say you're aiming at that inside corner and you miss inside by 3 or 4 inches and it's off the plate. Well, the batter takes it, it's a ball. That's not good line command. So that's one thing I would suggest that you look at in your game is how well do you command the line. You should be able to throw a line within 1 or 2 inches left or right. And that's not easy to do, but it's a skill you need to learn. What I would suggest to develop that skill is when you're doing your pitching workouts, when you're practicing, line up on that inside corner. That's the one I use because it's the most common. Batters are right-handed batters are more common, and that inside corner is where I generally pitch. That's sort of my home range, is working off of that inside corner. So just throw to that inside corner over and over and over and over. Pitch that inside corner until you can hit that corner. If it takes you a few hundred pitches, a couple of thousand pitches, it doesn't matter. Until you own the line, until you can command the line, you're going to struggle with your pitching. So that's the number one thing. Now, what goes hand in hand with command of the line is your ability to develop a good breaking pitch. This is the other part of your comment, and that was that it didn't matter. It seemed like to you it didn't matter whether the pitches were over the plate or on the inside corner. They were still hitting them back to you or hard up through the middle. The next step is to develop a very good breaking pitch that breaks in on the batter. So if you're talking about a right-handed batter, we're talking about a good screwball. A left-handed batter would be a slider. Now, the reason you need a good breaking pitch, and this is sort of a concept that when it comes to slow pitch softball is a little bit confusing, and I'm going to talk about disrupting timing, and we'll see a lot of pitchers use various techniques to do this. Sometimes they'll double, triple pump, or they'll move around, or they'll change their they'll change their stance. They do a lot of different things to try to distract the batter and interrupt their timing. And because I guess it's just accepted that you can't do anything else except, distract the batter and disrupt timing. But there's another way to distract or to disrupt a batter's timing, and that is by forcing him to make that hit or take decision later in the pitch. The later in the pitch that you can make the batter make that decision to either take or swing is better for you as a pitcher. That is a timing issue. That will disrupt timing, and it has nothing to do with the release of the ball. It has nothing to do with extra motion during the pitching. It all has to do with his evaluation of where that pitch is going to be in the zone. So, for example, here's a pitch. I'm going to show you. This is a video illustration. But this, say, for example, is the four-seam backspin pitch on the inside corner. As you can see, it's nice and straight. It comes right in over the inside corner. Now, say a batter takes this pitch, all right? Because it's not exactly what he wanted, but he takes the pitch. He just hopes maybe the next pitch will be fatter. So he takes the pitch. Then this is the next pitch. It's the same pitch, only you've moved it off the corner to the inside even further. If you notice, you can see that the pitch is not going to be a strike very early on. All right? So his decision to take is early in the pitch. That makes it easier for him. Now, look at this pitch. This is a screwball. And this pitch following a straight backspin pitch on the inside corner looks like a strike. At least it looks like a strike early on in the pitch. It breaks late, and because of the late break, he has to go ahead and commit to hit that pitch. Now, he may decide to take it late because it looks like it's going off the plate, but most likely he's going to try to hit that pitch. And as it breaks in on him, he has to make an adjustment. Maybe he's moving his feet to the ball. He's having to make that adjustment late. That increases his chances of missing the ball or hitting the ball poorly. Now, here's a great combination if you can learn to throw these two pitches on the line. First, you throw the slider. Okay, the slider's coming in, and it looks like it's going to be a ball, right? It's coming in inside, but then it breaks over and hits the inside corner or the inside half of the plate. Now you're up by 1, all right? You're up by a strike because the batter took it. Now, you follow it with this pitch. This is a screwball. This screwball is coming back. Now, this pitch looks a lot fatter than the first one did. All right, it looks like it's coming over the middle of the plate, but it breaks late inside. So now he's committed early because he just saw the one that was way outside, came in and was for a strike. This one comes in looking fat, but it's going off the plate. So this is a good combination, but again, you have to have command of your line to make these kinds of pitches. Now, don't get the wrong idea. You're not going to be striking guys out. You're not going to get every batter out. I don't care how well you pitch. I don't care how well your command is, because after all, it's still slow pitch, and the batter does have time to make some adjustments. It's just he's not accustomed to making these kinds of adjustments. The object strategically is to reduce the number of runs you give up in a game or even in a season. You know, it's not a batter by batter or inning by inning thing necessarily. It's the whole game, it's the whole season. And to do that, you want to reduce the opportunity for the hitters to make good solid contact on your pitches. So I hope that's been helpful for you, Austin. And if you have any other questions, please submit them. And if anyone else has any questions or comments, please put them in the comments, because I always answer your questions. All right, we'll see you next time.